Kevin Zay. The Mormon Church leadership has been using their powers of persuasion, so to speak, to get more members to wear masks and decrease noncompliance. From an ethical or moral standpoint, is it any better or any different when leadership in a high control group uses their leverage for beneficial purposes, such as increased mask wearing amongst members? Thanks for the question, Kevin. And actually, this is really good. I'm glad you asked this because it gives me an opportunity to point out that the whole thing about high control groups, destructive cults, authoritarian groups, these things that we call these groups, these are not groups that are engaged 100% of the time in abusive behavior. There is good with the bad. Otherwise, no one would stay. People are only going to put up with raw, straight abuse. I mean, believe me, I know, for so long before they finally just have had enough and they have to question what they're involved in, or just get the hell away from it, for sure. But at least question, why is this, there's no good anymore in this. And that, in fact, is one of the reasons people start snapping out of it. So, is it a different, you asked from an ethical or moral standpoint, is it better or different? No, it's not any different or any better. We don't give more credit to, North Korea for providing electricity to its citizens. That's a thing that governments are supposed to manage and make sure is happening, or, whatever. In other words, things you expect and would take for granted from somebody is not something you need to. When an abusive person does it, we should not be going out of our way to, publicly laud them for that. And of course, this has happened, many times. I think there is the point that you want to reinforce positive behavior, but that's not really what I'm talking about with this sort of thing. There's no difference from a moral standpoint is really what I'm trying to communicate there. So the Mormon Church does care about its base, its people. I mean, that there's no question about it. They, it's a, I would say, God, I don't want to say mostly good. I mean, the Mormon, practice has real issues and problems still, but it has mainstreamed a lot too. So I have acknowledged that. Yet I still hold firm that these abusive behaviors that the Mormon Church engages in must continue to be exposed, and exposed more so even than the good work that they do, because you expect them to do good work. They're a church. They put themselves out there as an organization whose sole purpose is to, bring more people on board, have happier communities, happier lives for all of their members. So if you're going to be pushing that kind of rhetoric, then we're not going to be, applauding every single time you do something good, but we're definitely going to be pointing out the abusive behaviors. And there are truly abusive behaviors going on in the Mormon Church to this day. So, we got to talk about that stuff. Is it a good thing, of course, that, can we give any acknowledgement? Well, sure, of course we can. It's obviously a good thing that the leadership of the Mormon Church wants their flock to survive this epidemic and are pushing, common sense really at this point, safety measures and social distancing measures and stuff like that. That of course, that's a good thing, I mean, I suppose in the world of Scientology, we've seen that with all their hysteria about cleaning everything. I'm pretty sure that they probably did go on a roll, because I'll tell you, if there's one thing Scientologists and especially Sea Org members know how to do, it's clean. Whole course that you take as part of your basics of getting into the Sea Org. I know you asked about the Mormons, but just to counter with another example of a high control, destructive, abusive organization that yet saw PR value in cleaning because that was one of its main go-tos. The Sea Org is constantly cleaning. As I understand it, it's kind of like that, in the Navy too. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I've been told various things, but, painting, cleaning, fixing stuff is just constant work. And it's kind of like that in the Sea Org, because cleaning, of course, and upgrades are a way to get, keep, a lot of people busy for periods sometimes long periods of time. So I hope that answers your question.